my amazing students. This is Mrs. A, and I love math. And tonight we're doing lesson 137 in my book, which is edition 2 of our Saxon Blue Book, which is the same lesson as lesson 85 in edition 3, which is my granddaughter Hannah's book. So I'm going to go ahead and do the 2 because she's here in her book and she needs this right now. It is the equation of a line and graphing a line. So that sounds like real algebra, doesn't it? We are really getting there. So first of all, we're going to talk about a line or an equation first. If we have an equation that has one missing variable, then there's only going to be one solution that makes it true. I can't put anything in there but a 3 because 3 plus 2 is 5 and I only have one variable. So the solution is 3 because solutions make equations true. Okay, so 3 plus 2 is 5 and this is one solution and there is only one solution. But when we're talking about lines, we have something like this. Y equals x plus 2. This is the equation of a line and there are two variables. And remember that we talked about just recently ordered pairs and coordinates and the rectangular coordinate system. This one has many solutions because there are many values of x and y that will make it true. Remember, in an ordered pair, this is the x and this is the y. So if I put 3 where the x is, then I get 3 plus 2 is 5, and 5 is where the y is. So this is one solution out of many solutions. Can you think of another solution? What if I put a 7 here? Then I could have a 9 here, and that would be true. So another solution would be 7, 9. An ordered pair, 7, 9. What if I put a 1 here? Then 1 plus 2 is 3. And 1, 3 would be another solution to this same equation. So now I found 1, 2, 3 solution, ordered pairs to the same equation. Now I'm going to show you in the next board, if I graph those 3, they make a line. And that's all there is to it. So just showing how easy it is to graph this line. So we started with this line. Y is x plus 2 because it has two variables. It has lots of different points that will make it true. And so we had written all of these down. So 3, 5 is 3 in the x direction. 1, 2, 3. And then 5 in the y direction. So we had gone 1, 2, 3, and now we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the positive y direction, and there's our point. And the point is 3, 5. So now we're going to plot this other point that we had found was a solution of this line. So 7, 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oops. I'm out of board space, so we're going to just put it right over here on the edge, 7. And then 9 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right there. Okay, so it's right up there at the top. And then this one is closer in, so 1, 3 is 1, and then 1, 2, 3. And guess what? And that other point was about right there, wasn't it? So let's pick a point that's closer over here. So what if we let this be 0? 0 plus 2 is 2. So 0, 2 is another point that solves it. 0, 2. Could we put in a negative x value? So let's put in negative 2. Right there, negative 2 plus a positive 2 is 0. So our other point would be 0, and negative 2 would be 1, 2, 0. And now our line is much easier to see because we've got points that go the whole span of the line. So to make the line easy to graph, it's good to pick some points on positive and negative x so that you can get your line much wider and broader and fill up your little graph much better. Wasn't that easy? We're already on your practice problem. So graphing lines is easy. We're just finding points that make the line true. So here we have another line. Y is equal to x minus 3. So we're going to make a little grid here. I'll make it a little bit smaller. And notice what I put here. I said 2 points to determine a line, but 3 points to check a line. So we always want to make sure of our line. So 2 points, yes, that will determine a line, but what if you made a mistake on just one of those points? If you only put 2 points down, you might not know you had made a mistake. So 3 points is always wise. So we're going to always choose 3 points so that we can make sure that our line is heading in the correct direction. So here's our line, and we're going to pick some points. And remember, we want to spread the points out. So I'm going to make a little XY chart here. And your book likes to make them this way, X, Y. Your book likes to do them this way. I tend to make my points this way, X, Y, because I like them to turn out looking like an ordered pair. So we're used to seeing X here and Y here in an ordered pair. So I've always done mine vertically instead of horizontally like this. So you can do it this way or you can do it this way, but this one is just one I like better. So I'm going to do it that way. So we're going to let our x be 3 different things, and we're going to spread them out. So we want a negative, a 0, and a positive. So what if I chose -2, 0, and +2 as my 3 x values? So then I'm going to plug the -2 in here, and I'm going to get y equals -2 minus 3. Well, remember, -2 minus 3 is -2 plus a -3. And that winds up being a -5. So the y is -5. So -5 is the point that goes with -2. If I plug in a 0, then I'm going to get y is 0 minus 3. And 0 minus 3 is -3. So the y would be -3. And my line is getting in the way of my little chart, isn't it? So the last one is, we're going to let the x be a 2. So 2 minus 3 is a -1. So I'm going to move this because it's in my way. -1. Okay, so the line was y equals x minus 3. All right, so 2 makes it a -1. So here's my points, and here's the line I'm trying to graph. Okay, so now we're going to -2, -5 is left 2, down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't have a lot of room down there. 0, -3. Here's 0 on the x. 1, 2, 3. -3 on the y. 2, -1, 1, 2, -1 is right there. And you can see that my 3 points make a nice little line. Okay, so this is our last practice problem. Here's our line that we're going to graph. Y equals 2x plus 1. And I have my little grid for my points. And here's my little rectangular coordinate grid. So we could go ahead and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we need to pick some points. And what if we went again with -2, 0, and 2 to spread them out a little bit? So -2 would go right here. So what is 2 times a -2 plus a 1. So I'm going to just substitute those in to this equation. And I end up with -4 plus 1 is a -3. So -2 means that y would be, the y value would be -3. So now I'm going to plug in a 0, which is the easiest point. 2 times 0 is just 0 plus 1 is 1, so the y is equal to 1. And lastly, I plug in a 2. So 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 more is 5, and the y value is 5. Okay, so now we're going to plot each point and graph our line. -2, -3, -2 on the x, -3 on the y. Down. 0, 1, 0, 1, 2, 5. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And can you see that my 3 points make a line? So then I would just graph carefully through my points. There is my line. So all we're doing is looking at our equation, plugging in 3 different x values that are kind of spread apart a little bit, finding the y values that go with them, graphing each ordered pair, and then drawing a line. It's kind of fun. This is Mrs. A, and may God bless your day.